Hey guys, welcome to the show. I just spilled beer everywhere, so I'm just making sure the computer's not too wet. Bear with me just a couple minutes. I will come back, but first of all, I need to clear this up, so I'll be back in a second. Well, that was fun. Uh, welcome to Chord Dave Live, number 126. The first one where I spilled the beer all over all of the equipment and the desk and the floor right before the literally seconds before pressing the button to be live. Um, so that was fun. Everything is now sticky and smells of beer. Well, it smells of Guinness. So there we go. This is going to be the most uncomfortable live stream I've ever done. So it's all good. And to top it all, that's how much beer is left. Guinness is left. So I guess Saturday night, 10 p.m. Irish time. So sláinte. Yeah. So what are we going to talk about? Guitars and stuff, I suppose. Camera's all not in position correctly, and thankfully the lights are on the thing. But yes, that was scary. I thought it actually went straight into the MacBook. Hopefully it didn't. It seems to be fine. Anyway, let's dig into the comments, the chat, all that sort of stuff. There's a few guitar related stories we can talk about. Feel free to bring them up in the comments here, and we'll get into it. Thanks for bearing with me while I dig into these. Anyway, Scott Bogfoot was here first. He says, cheers, all good to see you, Scott. Hope you are well, my friend. And T says, hey, 3 chord Dave. Richard Clark says, I know a guy who knows 3 chords. Doodah doodah. He might learn 4 if he gets too bored. Oh, de doodah doodah day. I saw the comment that says, I wonder will Dave sing it or speak it. Yeah, I ain't singing for you guys. You guys don't pay me enough to sing it. So, I see the issue here as well. YouTube has decided to keep live chat on the wrong window. God damn you, YouTube. All right, I'll go with this one from here. So this I should still be fine with this. Let me see. Scott Bogwood T is here as well. Great to see you, T. Hope all's good with you, my friend. It's a nice little chop saw you picked up, Scott Bogfoot. There you go. Chop saws, they're great. Holly, Virginia says, hi, Scott. Been away for a few weeks. I'm looking forward to today's broadcast. Good stuff, Holly. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining us. Let me see what else we got. Scott Bogfoot with the advice. Anyone new here, welcome. You'll have to subscribe and wait for 1 minute before you can chat in the best chat on YouTube. Indeed, you've got to be a subscriber to chat on the live streams, and you've got to be a subscriber for at least 1 whole minute before you can do so. So hit the subscribe button and wait a minute, and then tell us what you want to tell us. Richard Virginia says, I picked up a Fender Tone Master Deluxe Reverb. Very nice. I'm impressed with the various applications and sound. However, I wish it had an extension speaker option. It sounds awesome, Richard, but still, hey, sounds pretty good. My other purchase was a DiPinto Loss Straight Jackets Galaxy 4 in silver and gold with 4 pickups. You can get so many sound combinations. My perfect surf guitar. Good stuff, man. I hope that, I mean, I don't know that particular model myself, but it sounds awesome from what you're saying there. T says they sound great, so that's good. The Sent One says Fender amps are the boss. Good stuff, Sent One. Glad to have you with us. Thanks for joining us. And Rob F is here as well. Great to see you, Rob. Hope all's good with you, my friend. Let me see who else we've got. Always used Fenders. Recently got an orange rocker valve. Brilliant tone, says the Sent One. And let me see, what have we got anyone responding to that? We've got a few hellos. Rob F says a Fender Bassman AB165 is one of my must-have amps. The Sent One. Which is your favorite? Good question. I'm eager to find out too. We have Ryan Byrne is here. Great to see you, Ryan. Hope you're well, man. And Rob says, kind of a sad day for me known as T. Lost a family member and good online friend in Australia. Lost their mom. Sorry to hear that, Rob. As you know, been through that recently myself, so it is not tough. It's not easy. So yeah, I hope you are doing okay, my friend. Someone says, yes, heard many say they're great. The twin I had was the best I've used. Loving the, what is that emoji? Is it a orange? Oh, okay. That makes sense. This desk is so sticky right now. That's what she said. I don't know why. Twins are cool. I just wish Fender reissued amps today were as well built as the ones from when I was a kid. It's a whole conversation. I'm sure those who are better acquainted with amps than I will give you many more reasons why they could be built better as well, or ways you yourself would tell me. But anyways, I agree with you. Everything could be built better, right? Scott says, funny how I see the amp as just a tool like a pedal or a guitar case. I don't care about it as long as it does its job. Which one, how it looks and even how it sounds isn't that important to me. Then buy a Marshall Code. You can buy this one, it's for sale. The one that's over there. By the way, the reason the beer spilled is that the book, as you may see, has moved and it fell over. Stupid book. Thanks, Gibson Publishing. Anyways, let me see what else we got. T says, very sorry to hear that. My condolences. Absolutely. All of our condolences. The sent one says, had a guitar tech promoting the Line 6 boxes with them all in simulated. Nice to play for sure. Todd Moore is here. Great to see you, Todd. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Says, yes, Fender amps are indeed the boss. I love mine. There you go. As good an endorsement as you'll ever need. Let me see. We've also got Ryan says, I'm the same, Scott. I have 2 amps. I don't plan on getting any more. They're good and do what I want them to. I got a new amp this week. Do you want to see it? Here's my new amp. It's this is it. It's got all the inputs and all the knobs, and that's it. And it's not as terrible as it looks. I'll tell you more about this in a week or two. But I actually shouldn't really have shown it to you there, but yeah, you know, you get behind the scenes content here sometimes. It's I feel the same about amps, guys. As long as it makes sound when I plug something into it, I'm happy enough. But I'm sure it's one of those things like I will dig into at some point and then get obsessed with. So but thankfully, I have lots of friends on the internet who can help me to make informed decisions, because you guys know a lot more than I do about those things. Rob says, Scott, I consider my amps and speaker cabs to be an important part of the instrument, along with the guitar, pickups, etc. Fair enough, yeah. I don't think you're the only one who feels that way. You know, that's why people stick with various amp brands and amp models and so forth. And other people do have that Scott Bugfoot opinion. As long as it makes a sound, I'm good with it. But hey, it's all good. I'm just noticing splashes of beer everywhere in this room. Anyway, that's a tomorrow problem, I think. Guess what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. T says, I'm still blown away at the little New X. I just want to call it Nux, but New X, fine. And only 120 quid. Indeed, those are, I mean, I haven't played them myself, but they're supposed to be excellent. And he says, a good amp is definitely on the wish list. Yeah, why not? Speaking of wish lists, oh, I can't actually tell you about that. Never mind. Tomorrow I'm making a video which includes some content about guitar wish lists, so that'll be fun. Rob F says, the line of JO hybrids are pretty impressive too. 12AX7 for a preamp, along with 20 watt solid state power section, $200 US, and they have many different voicings. I love my Tweedy. Very cool, Rob. Yeah, I'm honest with you, I don't know those models, but I've heard of Joyo hybrids, and yeah, I haven't heard too many bad things, but glad you enjoy yours. That's pretty cool. Ryan says, same as always, I gotta go on vacation or something. Yeah, you're telling me, man. That sounds like a great idea. We should go on a 3 Chord Dave community meetup somewhere. Someone suggests where we should go, and if I remember correctly, Glenn Bailey's going to pay for us all, so it's all good. T says, those Joyo amps do look good indeed. And Robert says, my problem is greed. I play a wet/dry rig, so have to always think in pairs of amps. Why not? Why not? Indeed, many of us think in multiple of guitars, so why not think multiple of amps also? That makes sense. Victor 80s says, no guitars to buy. Good. I mean, there's always guitars to buy, my friend. I did spend a little bit of time on Reverb today, but it's not a guitar buying time right now. It's a guitar selling time, if anything, for me. Maybe, we'll see. You have a very cool setup, man, says T, I presume to Rob F, which is true. And the sent one says, anybody, any experience with Goto tuners? I got some for a strat mod, I presume that is, that I'm on with. Goto stuff is really good. I got a Goto bridge for my flying V, and I have another one here. I think. Is this a Goto? It is. ABR1 bridge as well. That they make, which is really good. I haven't used it yet, obviously, but it is for a long-term project I'm working on. But yeah, I think their stuff's really good. Never mind, not just their tuners, but everything else that they do as well. T says he's looking forward to getting away this year. Awesome, man, awesome. Yeah, I could do with a good vacation myself, to be honest. Maybe I'll give you a life update in a little while on the stream. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how deep I am in the comments. I know I haven't even got to where we started going live yet, because you guys would have laughed at me, I'm pretty sure, about the whole beer thing. Yeah. Formerly known as C says, thanks Rob, I'll check them out, and mention some Joyo amps there. Ryan says, same, I was supposed to be in Dublin now, but still recovering from the pneumonia I got in the winter. That sucks, man, but listen, recovering is the key, and you'll get here back to Dublin, and it'll be a much better time. So it's all good. Todd says, I wonder if Dave is still recovering from the Taylor Swift concert. Taylor Swift's on tonight, so and tomorrow and yesterday. So yeah, she's doing all the nights. I wasn't at it myself. I have tickets for tomorrow night. Being the massive Swiftie that I am, of course. No, I'm not going to Taylor Swift. No gigs lined up for the rest of the year, sadly. But we'll see. You never know. But listen, hey, don't knock Taylor Swift. She's out there playing stadiums that a lot of people can't sell out, and even Dave Grohl's got beef with her now, which is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. But there we go. Yeah. Anyways, actually, interesting fact: I've never been to a concert in a stadium myself. So I've been to them in the grounds of a castle. I've been to concerts in. Maybe, is the RDS a stadium? Not really. It wasn't when I went there. Those of you in Ireland will know what I mean. It's just like a fair, it's just like a grounds they have concerts in. Three Arena, lots of concerts there. The Point Depot when it was called that. Just venue names basically, just arenas. Yeah, that's about it. Places, parks. Been to concerts in parks. That's Marley Park. So yeah, got to get to a stadium one of these days. If ACDC weren't being so greedy, I would have gone this year. But yeah. Scott Bogford says, my opinion, Goto are the cream of the crop, especially the 510. I think they call them. Plus, they do a 40-1 style too. Gotos are definitely up there. Yeah, I would agree. Formula C says, Ryan, bad one, man. Hopefully things get easier for you sooner rather than later. Apparently it was pissing down there today. Weather ain't great at the minute. Yeah, well, I live in Wexford, south of Dublin, and it was horribly rainy and miserable all day. June weather. There you go. Summertime. Yeah, it's kind of depressing. Let me see, what else have we got? Bet he is wearing a Swifty t-shirt tonight, says T. I'm not. I'm wearing my 3 Chord Dave t-shirt, as you can see, which is customary for all people who attend this live stream. And Taylor Swift beads in his beard. I would wear Taylor Swift beads, no problem. I have no problem with Taylor Swift whatsoever. I couldn't tell you one of her songs, but yeah, I think she's great. I think she's good for guitar players because she'll bring, as I've said in my Taylor Swift guitar video, or my not Taylor Swift guitar video. I think she's going to make a lot of people pick up guitars. I think that's cool. I don't care who does it. So yeah, I'm cool with Taylor Swift. She's actually going to be on the channel next week. So look out for that top secret interview. I'm not going to tell you about it just yet. So many heads would explode if that happened, including at Gibson headquarters. Anyway, Scott says, well, they are good enough for the 8K Taylor guitars, so they can't be garbage. The ones I've seen are like jewelry compared to Gibson Epiphone render tuners. interesting stuff. Scott there. Thanks so much for that. I mean, it's true. It's true. If they're good enough for Taylor, they should be good enough for the rest of us, right? Glenn Bailey's here. Great to see you, Glenn, with the 4.99 super chat. Thank you, sir. To help replace my beer, I'm sure. You spilled that beer on purpose so you don't have to listen to me ragging you while you finish it at the end of the stream. It wasn't quite on purpose, Glenn, but thank you so much for the super chat. It will allow me to buy at least one, maybe two more beers. And that was the last one in the house as well. So, yeah, having a disaster of a day all around. But thanks, Glenn. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you. Formerly known as T says, don't forget to give the all a thumbs up. And yeah, I appreciate those too. Those are as good at helping the channel. So I appreciate all of those. The sent one says, that'll do me. Scott modding a strat at the moment. Very interesting. We'd love to know more about it. Mark, if you want to pop us over a link or some photos on our Facebook group. We do a Facebook group that people do such things on, and you can join by clicking the link in the description below, or Scott Bogford will probably throw a link in at some point through the stream, and you can share your mods and stuff like that if you want. A lot of people do. It's a cool way to get involved in the community. There's lots of ways to do that, and they're all found in the description box if you feel like doing so. Rob F says, do any of you follow Brad's Guitar Garage or Dr. Gear in Australia? 6 Dr. Gear lost his mom last week. Check out Brad's Guitar Garage latest post to learn more and help if you're interested. I don't know of those channels, Rob, but I'll definitely look into them in the next couple of days and offer my condolences, because it's a rough time when that happens, man. It really is. So yeah, I'll definitely check those channels out. It's not cool. Everyone needs their communities, I think, when that happens. You guys certainly helped me through a lot of it, and that was appreciated a lot. I mean, still going through it, but it helps having you guys around and offering support, whether it be on a live stream, comments on videos, or just when some of you guys who reached out on Facebook and other places was super cool. Anyway, so if you know any creators who are going through stuff like that, do reach out to them, help them out any way you can. It does make a difference. So thanks for that, Rob. I'll definitely check those out, those channels. James Evans here says, hello, Mr. Chord Dave, my Irish brother. Great to see you, James. Hope you're well, man. Formula C says, Scott, I have the 5510s on it, my Taylor. They are my favorite tuners out of what I have. Very cool. And Scott says they're cast nicely. I assume they're cast. T doesn't know, but he says, I'll get back to you. There you go. Goto's good stuff. It's good stuff. All around. Everything they do is pretty good. I hear Gotos are very high quality hardware. Personally, I'm a big fan of graph tech ratios. Nothing wrong with them, to be honest. T says they are smooth, just like myself. Although not when holding beer glasses, apparently. And Ryan says Gotos are real solid. Buglips is here. Great to see you, Buglips. I hope you're well. Says, hi, everybody. Good to see you, Buglips. You are always welcome in our live streams. Scott says Goto Japanese. I think so, but I'm not actually 100% on that. Does it say made in Japan on this thing? It doesn't. Oh yeah, made in Japan, it says at the top, so I'm going to go with yes. Pop that there and eventually get back to it in about 6 months. Anyways, Ryan says they might be. It almost spells hot dog backward. It does almost. Great stuff. Yeah. Great stuff, Ryan. Rob F says, are not all Goto hardware from Japan? Yes. Well, I believe they are. I believe it's a Japanese company. So, and it does say made in Japan on the box there. Buglip says, I smashed the like button and a quarter fell out from the back of my TV. I'm basically Mario now. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, at least you're not Luigi. That's the good news. So you guys are going to Google if Goto is Japanese. Good stuff. DMAC says, hey everyone. Great to see you, DMAC. Hope you're well, my friend, and all's good with you. T says there's movement in the force. The bearded one is close. Is you using the force that knocked this book down into this beard and spilled it everywhere? Is that what you did, T? I knew it. I think we're getting close to live comments. Only 30 minutes, 20 minutes late probably. Of course, everything I read, I believe everything I read on the internet. Who doesn't? But Rob says Goto Gut is a Japanese company that manufacture parts for stringed instruments and are the only domestic manufacturer of machine heads in Japan. Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. Marsha says, "Hey all, happy Saturday. Great to see you, Marsha. Hope you were doing well." And we got lots of folks saying hello. Eric Luger says, "Hey all, great to see you, Eric. Hope you are well." Marsha says we have 14 people and only 9 likes. Go get them. Is that right? Is that true? Oh, we got 28 likes now. We're doing fine. And 40 concurrent viewers. That's nice. Good stuff. Hello to all of you, especially if you're new. So if this is your first 3 Chord Dave live, by the way, make sure you hit the subscribe button and say hello to us. Most of us will be kind to you. Just watch out for Glenn. Sometimes he bites. But only if you ask him nicely. So no, it's all good. Let me see. Ben Allmark is here. Says, evening, Dave. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you are all doing well. Hope you're doing well, Ben. Thanks so much for joining us. Always great to see you in the chat there. And we have, I saw someone else there. Matt von Bosch. There we go. Hi, Matt. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Always great to have you with us. And hey, gang. Hope everyone had a great week. Did anyone acquire new gear? Says Corey. Great to see you, Corey. Hope you're well, man. Cushman NYC. It's always great to see you in the chat, sir. Says hello, Dave. Great to see you. Martin says Huey puked twice overnight. He apparently ate some leaves and grass in the afternoon. He doesn't usually do that. And I just, newbies popping in, they're going to be like, why are we finding out with some dude called Huey who puked after eating leaves? Huey's our mascot and the dog of Marcia. Marcia's dog, I should have said. That's an easier way to say it. The aide walked him and didn't tell me she saw him do that, so I could adjust what I fed him, but he just ate some plain food. And so far, he's holding it down. Good stuff. Good boy, Huey. Good boy. We should find out all the words that trigger Huey, and then we can say them. I can say them out loud multiple times at random during the stream. It'll be a lot of fun for everyone except Marcia. I'm sure. Kirschman says it's a sin. Spilling beer, is it? Or no, we haven't got there yet. Oh yeah, here we go. Eric beer abuse, spillage alert, alcohol being abused. Oh, the humanity. Yes, don't drink on podcasts. I love it, D-Mac. I love it. Thanks, Todd, as well. Dave's like, I had enough of you guys already. Bye. I mean, I did that yesterday, but that's a whole other story. Glenn says, hello, family. Hope all is well. I'll be lurking in the background tonight and still dealing with a sinus and ear infection that's limiting my ability to leave inappropriate and sarcastic comments. Glenn, we will miss your inappropriate and sarcastic comments, my friend, but I hope you feel better soon. And we love you. Send you lots of love, my friend. Mars says, I'll be back. Will he really return? Yes, I did. It only took me 8 minutes or 6 minutes or something like that. I don't know. Anyways. Booklip says it's because I haven't had a bath in 15 years and he can smell me even that far. That would be pretty bad, Booklip says that. If that smell was you that I got earlier, oof, man, it's time to run a bath there, my friend. Marcia says, I feel better, Glenn. I'll try to hold up the sass force. Indeed. I'm sure you can manage, Marcia. No doubt. Todd Moore says Dave is still hungover from the Tay-Tay concert. I knew it. Oh, I wish, man. I wish. No. I've been very what's the word? Boring lately. So, yeah, not a whole lot of hangover stories to tell. Booklip says that applies to either Dave or the dog. And new gear since last 3 Chord Dave stream from Rob F says a 48 port art 1/4 inch patch panel and an art power sequencer, both from my Zilla rack that is due from Cornwall soon. Great stuff. Steve Cassidy guitar, great to see you, sir. Hope you are well. So, hello, Dave and guitar enthusiasts. Hope a buddy is just great. We hope you're great, Steve. Thanks for dropping in, my friend. Matt says that is a terrible waste of Guinness. Tell me about it, man. I'm disappointed right now in many ways. Yes. Glenn says, and always remember hitting the like button will not only improve your tone by 40%, it will prevent Marcia from coming to your house and kicking your arse. Yes, it's well known that is on my channel, it is a tone like button. If you hit that, your guitars are better. If you don't, well, it's just you're upsetting everybody. Rob says, hello, Steve, Cassidy Guitar. Glad you're here, as I'm sure we all are. James Severn says, hey, Super Dave. I know Super Dave was here, but just regular old me this time. Ryan says, I think he saw the Taylor Swift comments and went to change his shirt. No, I would wear my Taylor shirt, and with pride, absolutely, no worries. Um, I don't want them Swifties coming after me, dudes. You see what they did to Dave Grohl? Oh, called him an old man and everything. Marcia says he's got a laundry list of reasons. It's every single one of us for one reason or another, unless you're new here or have never uttered a word. It's a valid point, Marcia. But you know, I love you all. I love you all. Most of you. Scott says, how much beer did you spill? Pretty much all of it, Scott. Pretty much all of it. So there you go. Yeah. Anyways, damn it. Cushman loves Steve Cassidy's guitars show, which as do I. I can't always make it, but when I do, it's always a good time. T says you can't get out of those Swifty hot pants. Hey, those are going to age very well, I'm sure. D-Mac says no new gear for me, but I'm back to my hometown next week where they're selling an Epi 50s as Paul for $200 Canadian, cheaper than I can find anywhere else. That could be added to collection if not sold. That's pretty good. Gibson Garage apparently is having, well, I was checking it out earlier today. They have, they're doing a pretty good sale on Reverb if anyone's looking for guitars from there. I'm not currently, but you never know. You never know. What else have we got? Listen to what Glenn said about the thumbs up. I'll personally come with a handsome service doggy in tow and command him to help me whoop your butt, ons, pun intended, for not pushing for free. The threats are mostly just in jest, just to be clear. Just to be clear. Marcia will not be giving your address. But if she finds it by herself, that's not my problem. Bookip says, I had to fill out a birthday card and my handwriting has gotten so atrocious, I either need to retrain or become a doctor. I mean, both of those are valid. Kushmet says, he's got out the wet, dry vac. Not so much the paper towels. That's how much time I had. All this stuff's going to have to be thrown out. Thankfully, I have a cork liner, I guess, on my desk, so that'll just be most of the issue in that. It's not good. Rob F says spilled beer is a tragedy. Yep, it's a sin, is Cushman. Yeah, I do, I get where you're coming from. Obviously time for a fresh bottle. That would be nice, Rob, except it is the last beer in the house, because I was like, hey, get some more beers tomorrow, no worries. Kept that one especially for the show. It was like, can't have that last one, need that for the live show on Saturday. This is how life's going, man. Actually, I think there may be a little bit in the can still. Let's try and just get some in there anyway, just to enjoy the rest of the show a little bit. There's not even half a glass in this, but there you go. Thanks, Guinness. So yeah, I'll just let that settle into the most depressing point of beer or Guinness anyone's ever had, and then we'll have a sip, I guess. Someone says, how's the 335, mate? It's obligatory that I correct you and say 345. It's doing well, man. It's a great guitar, and the reason you haven't seen a video on it yet is that I was trying to put together a good video for a change, and I just ran out of time. I was trying to add a few more things to what I was gonna play on it, and a few more kind of historical bits of information and stuff, and I just didn't get around to making it yet fully. So I should be finishing that off tomorrow. If you're a member or a Patreon person, you should see it tomorrow evening, I think, all things going well. So yeah, so that's the plan, and then YouTube on Monday, probably. Give me an extra day on that, possibly, but it should be tomorrow. So yeah, you'll see it. But honestly, I would say out of 10, I'm gonna give it an 8.2. It's just really good. I did speak to Toman about the fact that they said they had a Bigsby, and I was like, hey, I want my Bigsby. And they said, we'll give you 25 euros back because it was our mistake. And I said, no, that's not enough to buy a Bigsby. What are you talking about? And they said, we'll give you 50. And I was like, all right, fine, give me 50. Because they're not going to go much higher than that. And I don't really care. Um, also, they still have the Ebony 345 listed on Thomann. It still is listed with a Bigsby. So if you buy that listing, which you can do, you will save yourself 50 bucks at a minimum, maybe even more, because they've been told that their listing is incorrect, and it's over a week later and they still have the incorrect listing up. So take that and do what you will, friends of YouTube. But the guitar is great. It's absolutely phenomenal. I can't believe that there's only one of them in Europe, apparently. Thomann could only get one. Nobody else seems to have one. They're not listed on Epiphone's website as current production model. However, it was made in January from my researches. So lots of, lots of interesting things going on there. I don't know what it means. I don't know if it was a mistake. I don't know if they made one for the crack and it ended up in my living room, but it's there. So, well, you'll see. It's great. And my scientific research on the baritone is that it's shit. First time I've ever had a baritone on a guitar, so I've never had any experience with it. But from playing around with it this week, I will tell you that it will be the least used baritone switch in the world ever. It's probably only going to sit in position 1. Anderton's put out a video this week where they were going through their Ubicata signature Epiphones that they have in stock now, and they did a really good rundown of the baritone switch, but it's not good. Like I don't like it. So you'll see a bit more of that as to why. But basically, it just makes the sound duller and not as fun. That's my less scientific than Anderton's review of it so far. Marsh says Dave just didn't want us dogging him later in the stream about not finishing his beer. Oops, I spilled it. I mean, if it took me 126 episodes to come up with that excuse, that would be depressing. But yeah, it would be a good one too. Grandpa Joe says, cheers to all. I hope you were well today. Great to see you, Grandpa Joe. I hope you are well today, and thank you so much for joining us. It's always good to see you in the chat, my friend. Rob says, Buglips, I think the medical career would be much more lucrative. Yeah, absolutely. William Forrest is here. Great to see you, William. Hope you're well. Let me see. We got, while you're at it, ask Dave how the DG335 is. How my DG335 is, it's fine. It's a bit dusty because I haven't picked it up in a while, but and needs a good cleaning. But aside from that, it's fine. I don't know where yours is. Muddy hasn't provided it yet, so that's his issue. Formerly known as T says, Rob's got some new gear myself, but not guitar related. Sale and tool fix. Got a circular saw, a multi-tool, and an SDS drill. Spent 600, saved nearly 300. That's a good deal. It's a good deal. Got some goods. I got some new tools. I got an interesting one that it shouldn't be a thing, but it is a thing. And I think it's ridiculous, but it's for a video in the next few weeks, and I'll show it to you then. I can't talk about it until then because I'll get in trouble, but let's just say these things should not be sold. Anyways, you'll see what I mean. They're dangerous. I can't say anything else. They're cool. Wait till you see. Ryan Bird says, it is a nice chop saw, cordless and all. No need for high-end one if you know how to set it up. There you go. Throwback to earlier in the stream, I believe. Richard Cox says, I always thought the guitar solo in Owner of a Lonely Heart, but yes, sounded like a chop saw. There you go. Why not? Finally over the touch of COVID, back to normal, says Grandpa Joe. Good, glad to hear, Joe. Hope that's in the past for you. Glenn says, Marsha, since Dave's imaginary guitar has shown up, he doesn't need that DG335 anymore. I mean, listen, I know that's a joke, Glenn, but I just want to call this out. Muddy H2O was very upset that that imaginary guitar is real, and he's very upset. So let's just pretend it wasn't ever imaginary. You know, he was clinging on to the fact that he was certain that it wasn't ever going to arrive. And now that it's here, it's like, it's not the guitar you ordered because it doesn't have the big speed. It's on the S345. So, anyways, I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him because he's my bestie and everything, but he's upset about that. So, if he is watching, he's sure to give me some trouble for that. Rob F says, beautiful wife bought me more cheap whiskey and whiskey sour mix, plus a fine bottle of Lafroig 10. I'm a happy camper. Nice, sir, nice. I do like a whiskey sour from time to time, and occasionally I will venture into an old fashioned territory, but yeah, whiskey sour would probably be my go-to. So, good stuff, sir. Good stuff. Sounds very, very nice indeed. Scott says that 345 is sweet, but I think I would rather have the red Lucille myself. How dare you, Scott? How dare you challenge the prowess of the 345 ahead of the Lucille? The red Lucille is pretty sweet, let's be honest. Yeah, I have a couple of projects that I would love to pop a TP6 on. That's for me, now that I know the Veritones are absolutely fucking useless, is the big appeal to the Lucille. Hey, that's my new guitar poetry coming soon from 3 Chord Dave. But yeah, it's a very cool guitar, the red one in particular. Grandpa Joe says, hello, Steve Cassidy Guitar. I hope you're having a great time at the wedding gig. I'm sure he is. Rob F says, Texas Toast was showing off some of their custom hollow bodies. Very tempting indeed. I saw a post from that. Yeah, what's it called? The Icon or something like that. Well, at least one of them's called the Icon. Very nice guitars. They do good work. Let me see. Ryan says, nice, Rob. Our liquor stores are going on strike this week, so I got the last few bottles of Redbreast and one of the few brands I enjoy. Very good. Yeah, nice stuff indeed. They make nice stuff, Rob. You ever see Lucky Dog? Lucky Dog makes some very nice guitars. They're not cheap, but they're good. They look good. That's all I can say. Unfortunately, it's maybe someday I'll have hands-on experience. Richard Clark says, did that amp say tofu? Like there's no meat to it. It's a 6-watt amp, my friend. Believe it or not, 6 watts. Well, there's 2 speakers. They say are 3 watts each. I'll tell you more about it very soon. But yeah, it's not actually as bad as it looks. I mean, it looks beautiful and wonderful. But it's not as bad as it looks. Steve Cassidy, guitar says, Grandpa Joe, hello mate, cheers. It was Wednesday and Friday this week. Good times though. Awesome stuff. Ryan said, no, Scott says Ryan was using all day to cut clapboard. Still has a full battery. The chop saw is outside of my scope of support, guys. I don't know how to talk about chop saws on the channel. Eric Lopez says, made it. Great to have you, Eric. Thanks for joining us. And let me see. I'm just gonna skip over any chop saw talk, if that's okay. Although, like, if we don't reach 11:30, I'll come back to it. Rob says, I've not seen Lucky Dog, Ryan. Is there a strike just Toronto or all of Ontario? That's an interesting question. I'm sure it won't last too long. DMAX says a 3 Chord Dave cruise. There you go. I'm not sure. I've never been on a cruise. I mean, I'm open to it. Let's see what happens. I think you guys get sick of me and my mediocre guitar knowledge after like one evening. So maybe we should just do one one night. I do have some beer. Cheers, I guess. Whatever. The Scent one says a 3 Chord Dave pub crawl. Yeah, we can do it, man. Just where? What city? Um, you guys gotta tell me where we can all go. Sooner or later, I'm gonna go to the Gibson Garage in London. I got a few things coming up though that might keep me busy for a while. Um, so limit the amount of time I can get away. Let me see. Beyond that, I mean, you guys know I love to travel. Let's go somewhere exotic. It'd be great. Ryan says it would be all of Ontario. LCBO is the government liquor stores. Grocery stores can only sell beer and wine. Well, there we go. So hopefully they'll sort that out soon. Um, Rob says so. The employees at government liquor stores are going on strike. It sounds like an interesting story to look up more info about. Um, Eric Lopez says hello from sunny South Texas. Nice, man. Hope you're doing well over in South Texas. It's a place I have visited. So yeah, hope you're enjoying yourself. I had quite a good time when I was 16 there. So Grandpa Joe says, Marcia, thank you. Hope you and the pooch are also doing well. Richard Clark says, Canadian government has a lockdown on a hard liquor industry, question mark. I have no idea. And T says, guitar wish list. I'd like to get a Gibson custom hummingbird with Koa on the back and sides. Interesting. I mean, that could probably be done, right? I think they could. I think they could do that for you. Wouldn't be super cheap, but probably reasonably priced. You know, Gibson, they don't like to charge too much for things like that. But I wish you well, my friend. I wish you well. Ryan Byrne says, yeah, I was supposed to go over for Goth cousin's wedding today. I missed it as well. Damn it. Uh, wasn't I supposed to be there, like standing at the top of it? Oh, never mind. Um, let me see. Benny Larson, I see, is here, but I don't see a comment. Oh, there it is. Evening, guys. You know what? You know that includes you too, right, Marcia? There you go. See? Inclusion and everything. Good to see you, Benny. Hope you're well, my friend. Um, let me see. Yes, all good for now, says Marcia. I swallowed a pill camera this week to look at small intestine section and the traditional scoping I had months back. Can't get to it. Um, all right. And that was the most epic medical experience I've had as a tech nerd. And I've had all sorts of weird tests and treatments in my life. Well, there you go. I, I hope you're well. That's all I know. Ryan says, I saw Neil Young and Crazy Horse a couple of weeks ago. Got lucky since they cancelled the tour this week. Wow. Yeah, the Pearl Jam played in Ireland this week, or I think it was this week. And they cancelled their show in London this week also. So sucks if you live in London and we're going to see Pearl Jam. But if you lived in Dublin, you got to go to Marley Park, which is a mediocre concert venue. Or you could have gone to see Green Day there too this week. Grandpa Joe says, hello, Scott. How is the house project coming along? I think he's working hard. He's working hard. He's a hard working man on that project, at least. Rob F. hadn't heard a cancellation. I've seen videos from the tour and Neil and the band sounding great. Very good. I hadn't seen anything from the tour actually. It's nice to see these older acts still going. Scott says got most of the sighting done today, which is cool. It was a great show, way oversold, but we scored some nice seats, says Ryan. That's great. Grammys can't beat great seats. And you didn't use that disgusting Timo shirt to soak up beer. It wouldn't. It's waterproof, Scott. It wouldn't soak up anything. Yeah, water. It's not waterproof. It's water repellent. It is. Yeah, you could spill stuff on this and it'd never leave a stain. No, but there you go. Scott says, when's the next video coming, Glenn? Something we all want to know about. So there you go. Neil Young cancelled a festival show here and was replaced by The Offspring. Kind of weird, but whatever sells tickets, I guess. The modern world is strange. DMAC, if I was going to see Neil Young and The Offspring were his replacement, I think I might have some strong words. Just there you go. Yeah, yeah. Let me see. Glenn Bailey, that's what I said earlier. The two of us can't be wrong. I disagree. Uh, um, let me see. Rob says, "Thank you, Dave. Six and Brad are good people." Absolutely, Rob. Yeah, and I definitely will check their channels out. I will promise. Ryan says, "Disgusting." Nah, that's some premium cruise wear. Someday I'm just gonna go to Vegas and wear this shirt on the strip for the crack. See how many people comment on it. I mean, anything to stop people commenting on my beard all day long, everywhere, no matter where I go. Oh, you got a long beard. Yeah, I know. I grew it myself. Anyways, the shirt should do it, right? Um, Richard says, I wanted to see Crazy Horse. Might have been my last chance. No chance at all now, unless I want to go across the states. Uh, there we go. Um, let me see. We've got Glenn says, Spogfoot, I'm planning on making one next week on strap locks. I was going to do it this week, then I haven't opened the box from Sweetwater yet. Yeah, it's quite important to open up the box first. That's a good one. Corey says, "Hey Dave, what's the Squire behind you?" That would be my Telecaster, the 40th anniversary. Sherwood green. It's a beautiful guitar. I like it a lot. It is the one I'm selling on Reverb currently, by the way. If anyone wants it, you can have it. You just got to pay me like $400 or whatever price I have on it. I can't remember. So yeah, it's just one of those where I like it. I've played it. Like it's been my desk guitar for the last year or so. But like a lot of guitars that come and go, it's just time to let this one go. It's fine. It's not my forever telly. Someday I'll find my forever telly, but that's not it. But I do like it. It's a very nice guitar, and it honestly, it's a good enough guitar. It needs somebody who will take care of it a little bit better. Not that I take care of it badly. It's just by my desk. I play it. I haven't done any proper setup on it. It still could do a little bit of tweaking, and I still play my SG and my now 345 a lot more. Well, the 345 thing is because it's brand new. I don't know if I'll keep playing it on a daily basis. But the SG gets a lot of love. So, anyways, yeah, it's that's it. But anyway, it's for sale. At some point, it'll go to a good home. Anyways, all good. Glenn says, "Thank you, Scott. I'm still enjoying your cover videos. The shed building, definitely. And indeed, his covers are some of the best on YouTube. That's without question. Um, and I love them a lot. Let me see where I've gotten off a lot of comments to get through. Benny says, "What did you look like on the inside, Marcia?" There you go. It's a great question. So not sure this is the channel for. But yeah, it's all good. Rob F says, "Richard, I saw Neil and Crazy Horse in 78 in Williamsburg, VA. I was banned for life from William and Mary campus for drinking in the parking lot. Had to sneak into show past the cops that banned me." All right. That's there you go. Drinking in the parking lot gets you banned for life. That's exciting. Marge says, "Benny, it was totally good. Thankfully, it was shocked how quickly it was in my stomach. Very easy to swallow." Um, all right. Welcome to Three Chord Dave's medical chat. I don't know anything about it, so it's going to be good. I wish I could have hacked into the Pill's Bluetooth connection and have a little fun. That doesn't sound like fun. Had to wear a giant belt thing with it for 12 hours. That was the most annoying part. I couldn't play guitar while wearing it. The belt pack was in my way. All right. Well, thankfully that time is over. Rich C is here. Great to see you, Rich. Hope you're well. Hope they didn't make you recover the camera, says Rob. There you go. And Benny says, "You haven't seen any pics. That's too bad." Interesting stuff. Martin says, "There are companies that somehow recycle the cameras and make people find them. Thankfully, mine was one use and flushable. It was a Medtronic pill cam, very easy to swallow despite the size. Still got to do prep like the blah and the other thing I had several months back." There you go. See, I'm not reading out those words because YouTube is listening. Benny says, "Oh, so the belt picked up the pictures when it passed. It was actually wondering with the power storage on it." And Richard says, "Oh, yours was one use. That explains the belt. I do the pill for prostate every few years. Never had a belt. There you go." I'm not. I'm not into. I'm not very knowledgeable about these things. So, anyways, I'm just gonna skip a little bit past this. Glenn says, "I woke up 3 times during my C word last year." Okay, all right, just gonna. Matt Van Bosch says, "Looking forward to the Epiphone vid. Such a cool guitar." Thanks, Matt. Yeah, it should be good. It should be good. I'm ready. I'm ready to be ripped apart for my guitar playing once again. It's been about a year, so it should be fun. No, it's all good. It's all good. Um, I do. I'm enjoying the guitar a little bit too much to be filming it up to now. But I wanted to do it on Thursday, and then Thursday I got super busy and couldn't do it. Friday I wasn't super busy, but I just didn't get to it. And today then I have been super busy and then I'm like spilling beer everywhere and stuff. So wasn't perfect. But tomorrow I don't really have a whole lot on, so I should get to it tomorrow. Monday at the latest, because I have time on both of those days. So there we go. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate it. You will hopefully enjoy the video. Yeah, and I know there's some people waiting to see the guitar a bit more and see more close-ups and stuff like that. I will try and accommodate you as best I can. And just the curiousness of this guitar, where it's come from, how it's managed to be the only one that they could get their hands on and stuff like that. Very interesting. I don't know a whole lot about it. I'm going to speculate a hell of a lot, though. That's why not. Anyways, let's see. We have got some more colonoscopy talk, which I'll try and avoid. Ryan says baritones are nearly as useless as the robo tuners. I'd rather have a blinking red light. Yeah. I feel like the thing is, right, I'd never used one, and I'd seen other people use them, but never really understood what they were for. So now that I've actually used one, I would say they could die and I would never have a problem. If nobody ever had a baritone on their guitar ever again, I would have no problem. But there was this kind of mystique to them that I think intrigued me. Like even on the Lucille, I'm like, it's so cool. It's got a baritone, but the baritone is terrible. So, and this is just my opinion, my very uneducated opinion. The baritone is terrible. I'm sure there's people out there who adore baritones and put them on every guitar they ever touch. For me, they're just awful. So yeah, I just don't see the point of it. It's not good. I definitely have robo tuners before a baritone. Baritone. There's the thing. Anyways, Glenberry says, I have a baritone switch on my Gibson SG. It pretty much always stays on 2 of the 6 settings. Yeah, the first 2 are the only usable ones in my opinion. Don't know what the other 4, like generally, genuinely the other 4 just sound terrible. Rob says, please save us. This conversation is going downhill fast. Yes. I sorry, I didn't know that it was heading that way. If I'd had, I would have jumped in. Marsha loves how we always go way off topic. And if you notice, it's always Marsha who leads us way off topic. So that's not always, of course, Marsha, not always. Formerly known as T says, Anderton's having a sale as well. Think only on high-end guitars, could be mistaken. Saw 120 and 25% off. That's not a bad sale. Ryan says, Glenn, isn't it a Pitta trying to type a baritone? Pitta being pain in the ass. Typing a baritone. Autocorrect won't allow it. Yeah. When Dave gets to this part of the chat, he's really going to regret spilling that beer. Glenn, you know me so well, my friend. I've been regretting the beer the entire night. T says, rookie mistake only having 1 beer in the house. I know. You know what? There'd been plenty of beer for weeks. And I thought to myself, I was only in the Tesco's yesterday. That's down the road. And I was like, well, I'll wait until I go to the other supermarket, which I was going to go to today. But then again, things got in the way and I decided not to go until probably tomorrow. I was like, it's fine. There's a beer in the fridge. I always make sure to have at least one in the fridge when it's live stream day, but usually we'll go and get some on the day if there's only one in the fridge. So it's a rookie mistake. It shan't happen again, my friends. It shan't. Um, I just didn't get to the correct supermarket today like I thought I would. But there you go. There you go. Because that one has a much better beer selection. They've actually got, um, you know, people who buy in different beers. They always have different selections and stuff. Whereas the other, it's generally not a very wide selection. Anyways, Rob says to T, I'm hoping that used amp prices go down on Reverb over the next few months. I'm running out of supporting hardware to purchase. That's interesting, Rob, because there is a lot of people saying the market's going to turn around soon because prices are just not sustainable on used gear. So, I mean, there are some silly prices still on used gear, and the market is flooded. There's a lot of stuff not selling. Um, so yeah, I'd like to see it kind of just ease off a little bit, but that'll come with probably the rest of the economy dropping a little bit. So everyone's going to be pissed off about it. Um, but we'll see. Hopefully, there's going to be some good news, some lower prices on secondhand gear at least. New gear, I'm not so sure, but we'll see. I mean, we've seen Gibson drop their prices recently, which is always a good sign. Um, I actually saw, I was on Reverb today and I was looking at some Les Pauls. I'm not going to buy one anytime soon, but the new 50s and 60s colors, like the are they custom colors, the one, the Pelham blue and the Inverness green, and they were £2,000. I was like, wow, that's a good price, and they're brand new. So, uh, yeah, that was. But I always get scared when I see prices like that. I'm like, that's a little bit too good to be true. Um, but those, I mean, they appeared to be decent sellers. They had good track records and stuff. So maybe we're going to see a cut in prices across the board. Maybe not that good all the time, but you know. Um, anyways, Glenn says, I noticed that autocorrect has been getting me in trouble in chats lately. Um, I mean, it's nice to blame autocorrect. Rob F says, don't you hate that, Glenn Bailey? Um, indeed, indeed. Victor 80s says, how many lessons do you take in guitar? As many as you feel are necessary, until you're happy with your own playing. The thing is, it doesn't matter who you are, you'll never be finished learning guitar. So, honest answer, take as many until you feel comfortable with the guitar, and then watch YouTube videos, sign up for some apps, play around with it, just play every day some way or another. But yeah, you can take as many as you want to get the basics under your belt first of all. And any guitar teacher, some good online courses. Robert Baker does some good ones. Um, Music is Win is another good YouTube channel with some good courses as well. Rick Beato, you can, if you get really good, you can learn from him. So there's lots of people out there doing. Obviously Marty Music, Marty Schwartz. Everyone learns guitar from him nowadays. So there you go. We have a plethora of learning possibilities. Take as many as you need to feel comfortable. That's the main thing. Um, Glenn says, yes, I still haven't been watching my typed words like I should. Hey, I've been typing for a living for like a long time, and it's fine. No one reads what you're writing anyway. But they do read what I write. And then they give me shit for my typos. Hate it. Everyone else makes exceptions. They should do. Formerly known as T says, I think a lot of tubes are made in Russia. Keep an eye out for the war. A lot of them are made in that part of Europe, all right, Eastern Europe and beyond. Rob says to Steve Cassidy guitar, you're rather quiet. I hope all is well with you. Indeed, indeed. So yes, well, we wish him well. Indeed, I'm sure he's busy. Fister says, don't worry guys, I finally made it fashionably late, but I'm here now. Great to have you with us, Fister. You missed the comical spilling of all the beer incident at the start of the show, so yeah, but I'm glad you're here. Thanks so much. Rich C says, casino, keep your 3X's my troll for the day. Thanks. Hey, nothing wrong with casinos, man. They're pretty cool guitars. But yeah, I get you. It's all good. Rob says, hello, Fister. We missed you, sir. Indeed we did. Actually, that's not a lie. When I revisit the show on a Sunday, I will be like, oh, so and so didn't turn, so and so wasn't in the comments this week, so and so wasn't here, haven't seen so and so in like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, things like that. So yeah, I do genuinely miss you guys, the regulars, when I go through and revisit the show, which I usually do most Sundays. So just know, if you're not here, I recognize it. So glad to have you. Um, Benny says it would be cool to have a baritone switch, though. Glad it would, wouldn't it? Yeah, it'd be really sweet. Mark says I really like a red BB guitar, but black was really his thing. I mean, have you seen the green one? So, they did a green one many years ago. I think it's 2008. It's just an abomination, but there you go. Glenn Bailey says, what are liquor stores closed in Virginia? We drove over the bridge to Dixie Liquor in Maryland. Um, well, there you go. That's I like how you think outside the box to find solutions to problems. Rabbit says, red is good, loud is more good. Yeah, yeah. Loud is gooder. Indeed. Former known as T says, did you see Gibson release a Jeff Beck tribute? 130 made, 10 grand. Yeah, I did. There's a lot of talk about those guitars. I'm not sure if it was a genuine listing. I saw one on Reverb and it looked like shit. I'm sure it wasn't a genuine listing. Um, but yeah, 10 grand. Seems to be kind of the price point for custom Murphy Lab reissues now, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. If you're willing to pay it, all good. Um, I did see Andy the Guitar Geek did his 5 things that happened in guitars this week, or in gear this week, or whatever it is. And he mentioned that the double cream pickups could get Gibson in trouble because DiMarzio have a trademark on those. But Gibson are calling them double classic whites. So have they dodged that bullet, or will Gibson themselves receive a cease and desist letter? And will we ever know about it if they do? Who knows? Somebody slapped them with a cease and desist letter. That'd be funny. And Cesar, if you're watching, I'm just kidding. Anyways, Fister says, I also missed last week's stream because I was at a festival, but my heart and my mind were with the live stream. Indeed. Yeah, I knew it's been a couple of weeks since I saw you, sir, but glad to have you with us here. And hey, festival is a fine excuse to miss the show. It's all good. Steve Cassidy Guitar says, Rob F, I'm attempting the impossible. Multitasking. There you go. There you go, sir. Great. By the way, just want a shout out to Steve Cassidy Guitar. He is going to be one of the attendees, one of the YouTubers who goes to, was it 42 Gear Street? With Henning Paul and all the other cool YouTubers, which he announced on his live stream the other day. And I'm very excited for him, man. I hope that goes great. Yeah, it's very, very cool. And it's great to see you getting such a cool opportunity. So kick ass over there, man. And don't forget to tell them to subscribe to my channel. I'm just a touch away from 8,000 still. So if they could all subscribe to me, that'd probably bring me over. That'd be sweet. I know you won't, pal. But yeah, good stuff, my friend. I am super happy. Scott says it's a miter saw, Dave. A chop is what you do to your arm. Miter is what you do to wood. Somebody said chop saw, and I just went with it. So I know what a miter saw is. It's all good. So anyways, I was actually not using one, but messing around with one earlier today. Benny says, better late than never, Fister Roboto. Indeed, indeed. Rob says, yes, formerly known as T. Interesting guitar, Mr. Beck's LP. Fortunately for me, it's Ampere. Let me see what else we got. Victory 80s. Victor 80s. I keep saying, you've been saying your name wrong. Victor 80s says, what is a bow in a guitar? Bow is like a bend in the neck. So yeah, don't worry about it. If it's a new guitar, won't be a problem. Mark says, we missed you, Fister. Glad you're here today. Benny says, are you chatting while giggling? Well, gigging, Steve Cassidy guitar. That'd be amazing. Rob says, Steve Cassidy guitar, no such thing. That means you're suffering from context switch overhead. And yes, I'm an OS person at heart. There you go. Benny, now that would be impressive, says Marcia. Indeed. I'd like a Dove in OM size. Says Ryan. Yeah, I get you. That'd be sweet. Fister says, Marsha, glad to be around people with exquisite taste. Good vibes, man. I mean, I don't know if I can comment on the good taste, but it's all good. Formerly known as T says 22:52. Time for a beer number 2. Definitely rookie mistake, Dave. Thanks, T. I appreciate you, sir. I feel like this is going to be one of those things that I never live down. Remember that time Dave spilled his beer right at the start of the show? And I mean, this whole room is going to stink of beer now. So that's fun. Probably not though, but yeah, gonna have to do something about that. It's not gonna go well. I think the word exquisite was a polite way to say weird. Yeah. Indeed. Muddy H2O is in the chat. He says, Victor 80s, when the neck in a guitar isn't perfectly straight, also known as neck relief. I mean, take that with a pinch of salt. I mean, it is true, but just take it with a pinch of salt. Fister Roboto says, Marshall T, I love weird people and weird stuff. Straight up my alley way. Are you calling us weird? Are we weird stuff or weird people? What's going on? But yeah, you're 100% correct. Let's see. Gotta get my comments back, guys. 1 second. T says, Gibson, make those hummingbirds. There's a beautiful one on Thoman, but no way can get it this year. I'm going to wait a while before I shop on Thoman again. Let's just say that. So, Rob says, Rob says, have convinced myself no more guitars until I get the amps. Hopefully I'll have at least the Bassman and its rebuild by Christmas. Lots of guitars then flowing in. Let me see. By the way, you remember my first ever broken string a couple weeks back? I found a replacement on Amazon, same gauge, different brand. The string hurts like hell. It's so stiff it rips into my calluses. Did you buy just one string? Or what? All right. Well, interesting. But it sounds like it's not working out for you, unfortunately. That sucks. Muddy Hedgehow says, more blue than Dave's plums. It's uncalled for, Muddy. Told you that in private. I didn't. Fister says, Chord Dave, all my tellies are forever tellies. Hey, I get it, man. I just don't feel like I found one yet that's in forever telly. It's all good. Like my Forever SG is probably still my only forever guitar. My Flying V is close, but I'm not I could part with it for the right offer. Glenn Bailey says, Dave has a beard. I never notice. It seems to blend in with the shirts. Damn beard is long. Do you think he knows it's that long? You'll notice the silver or gray specks throughout, Glenn, which are becoming more frequent and apparent all the time. So don't worry, you'll still see it. Yes, I do. I am aware of how long it is. People tell me all the time. Richard Virginia says, what are your thoughts on relic guitars? I am looking at the Fender Mike McCready model. I don't have any relic guitars currently. Well, okay, it's kind of a controversial topic. And I say that because when I made a video saying I don't get the whole relic guitars thing many years ago, the comments were like 50-50. You're an idiot to I agree with you. So the you're an idiot people were saying they're better because you don't ever have to worry about getting a ding on the guitar or scratching it or anything like that. It adds to the feel and the look of it, and it's great. Fair enough. And then the people who agreed with me were like, yeah, I want my guitar to look as good as new forever if possible. And of course, it's not always possible, especially with the higher end guitars that are, anything with poly on it's going to show the look as good as new unless it has pretty bad damage done to it. But everything else, like, it's not going to fade color wise and stuff like that. But nitro obviously reacts different and is a different thing in itself. the Mike McCready Fender looks amazing, and everyone I know who's played one has only good things to say about it. So yeah, if you can get one of those at a good price, I would say pick it up. My own personal position on it right now is that I'm not super into relic guitars. I don't go looking for them, but every now and then I'll see one and go, oh, that looks cool. Um, so yeah, I would pick one up if I found the right model. I think at some point, for the sake of the channel, I will pick up probably a Fender Road Worn Strat or something if I can get a decent price on it. But I also think in the next year or two, we will see an Epiphone like Road Worn style series come out, and I might wait for a very cool SG or something. Um, Also, if Fender brought out a similar thing to the Mike McCready but a Rory Gallagher Strat, then I would probably jump on that. So yeah, I think they're cool, but they're just not top of my list. And lots of other people have loads of different opinions. So, anyways, yeah, they're good. They're good. And kind of on the same vein, Victor 80s says, Uh, is older guitars better than a newer one? It depends, really. Some people will say new guitars are better because machinery used to make them is better than ever before, more precise and all that sort of stuff. But the truth is, uh, some new guitars are still bad, even though they have all these new, more precise and accurate machines making them and stuff like that. And QC is supposed to be better, and in all factories, some bad ones still get out of the door, as long as, and many good ones. But an older guitar is more likely to have been set up by somebody, had work done on it to make it play better and to play to their favored specifications. So the likelihood is an older guitar will have more chance of being in good playable out of the box or out of the case condition. Not always, not always. Personally, I would always look at the secondhand market first and go with older guitars. But other people, lots of the guys here, would go with newer guitars first. So it's personal, but I think there's pros and cons for both. To be honest, the thing for newer ones, the big thing is like that's your guitar. Um, you buy an old one, it's someone else's guitar that's work coming over to you. So you might need to clean it, you might need to do a bit of work on it or something like that. But either way, you can find pros and cons for both. So yeah, all guitars are good. All guitars are equal. Some are more equal than others. T says, Rob F, I bet you cracked and buy. I bet you crack and buy a guitar. There's 6 months left. Who knows? Richard Clark says, Rob, you need to leave Lyle alone and let him concentrate on getting his AC30 into production. There you go. Marcia says, basic Dario acoustic steel G string for 88 cents. It is totally not what a G string ever feels like from any brand I've used. Did they send you the wrong kind of G string? Is it? There's many questions, Marcia. I'm just going to leave it there. Anyways, Scott says, huh? Best on YouTube. Obviously, Dave, don't watch my crappy covers. I love your covers, man. They're fun because you know why? They're authentic. And that's the best thing about them. A little bit of authenticity. Muddy says, Richard, they typically feel fantastic in the hand. It really comes down to if you like the look. Personally, I prefer the lighter relics. I mean, he would. He would. Yes, absolutely. Marcia says, by the way, Dave, I did tie the pill cam back into the guitar. It's okay. It's fine. I trust you. Glenn says, I have a relic telly. I find it more comfortable to play. Maybe it's a psychological thing, but I like the looks of aged guitars. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. Fister says, Muddy, relic on the neck and pristine body. And pristine finish on the body is the best of both worlds. Muddy agrees, which is weird. He never agrees with me. In the Fender line, the Journeyman relics are my favorite. Mostly just lightly checking on the body. Rob F says, Richard Virginia promised his AB165/AA884 mod. Told him to take as much time as he wanted. Also threatened to send a bassman to Brad in Australia, but he seems oddly against the idea. I'm sure. T says, found this guy the other day going spaceward. He's very good. Check out his version of All of Me. All right, we'll do that. The satin neck is nice, but fake checking isn't for me, says Ryan Byrne. It's real checking. It's just that they put the guitar in a freezer and then took it out when the room was heated up. Oh, Larry Murphy's not going to be happy with me giving his secrets away, but there you go. He's going to give me no more leaks about what Gibson are up to. Um, it's probably not Larry Murphy, he tells me. All the stuff. Um, I said Larry Murphy's to throw you off the scent because I know it's Tom Murphy, by the way. Um, Rob F says, I'm weird. I want my guitars to look as good as the day I purchased them when they put me in ground. So I'm not a relic person. That's kind of where I lean as well, Rob. Honestly, I want my guitars to look nice because I buy them because they look great to me. I want them to stay looking that way. Um, and I've more kind of opened my eyes to that relic thing over the years because people, when you have a YouTube channel, like force their opinion on you in the comment section quite a lot. I think it's quite funny though. Someone will say, it will compare like but you wear faded jeans, I'm sure, or you wear a faded t-shirt. Yeah, but t-shirts and guitars are very different. I don't, I've never looked at a guitar and been like, ah, if that was just more like that t-shirt I have, then that'd be great. Or vice versa, to be honest with you. I don't want a t-shirt that's just like my guitars either. Um, so anyway, yeah, that's one of the funniest responses I see from the Uber fan of the relicking situation. To each his own or her own. Guitars are cool. That's all that matters. Benny says, "Okay, I was worried that could never go well." Steve Cassidy guitar. Well, hopefully it's all there's nothing to worry about. Let me, let me see if we can get through some comments because I know we've got quite a few to get through still. I don't. Do we? Maybe we do. Maybe we don't. I don't know. Anyways, Richard Virginia says the price of a custom shop relic fender is just way too much. The McCready seems to be in the reasonable range. What's that going for? Like 1800 now, something like that. I mean, there's a lot of people were angry at that price because it was a Mexican made fender. But honestly, um, they're they're supposed to be some of the best stuff they've ever made in Mexico. So that would make them really cool guitars. Richard says there are great prices on used gear now. I think they're going to be even lower, and a few makers have lowered prices on new stuff as well. I definitely think there's been some movement. Like I said, with those Les Pauls, for example, clear sign that there is some sort of change happening. But there's still stuff on there that's ridiculous prices. People holding up high prices for a long time and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully we all get better prices on new and used stuff in the next few months. That'd be great. Um, Let me see. No, Rob says I just don't get the finish checking. One of the reasons I'm a bit nervous about getting my first nitro guitar. Um, it doesn't happen straight away. So you're all good. Over a few years, it'll happen, and it does look cool on the guitar. It does kind of feel, um, like the guitar is aging with you a little bit. Yeah, it was never something I looked for when I was looking for a guitar. Um, but yeah, I have obviously one guitar that has some checking on it, my Flying V, and it's a cool thing, and you can barely see it in the light until you're up really close to it and stuff. But the guitar still looks phenomenal in the right scenario, which is any scenario. Um, Good lighting on it and everything looks phenomenal. So I would say don't be worried about checking. It happens, and it's still pretty cool. It's just a natural part of having a guitar with nitro on it at this point. But it rarely looks bad either, in my opinion. Um, it's just naturally done or not naturally done. And yeah, yeah, the methods of doing it and stuff like that. I think you can tell razor blade jobs a lot more, and I think I throw it in the freezer, do that. It looks a little bit better, I think personally, but um, it's got more feels like a more natural thing. But the razor blade ones, I think a lot of people do it wrong, and it doesn't look as good as they think it does. Um, Glenn Bailey says, I like the looks of McCready and it's a good price. Yeah, I think and listen, he's a great guitar player and a great band as well. So that adds to it too. Um, Rob F says, I've heard a few folks comment on how good the McCready Strat is. Uh, it said goo, but then he does correct it. Good, not goo. I mean, if it was goo, that'd be interesting. Um, Glenn Bailey says, True Fire is a good learning platform. Indeed, I believe it is. I've never used it, but when they sponsor me, I will. Or give me a good affiliate link, I will. Uh, although I don't always get paid for my affiliate links, as you guys know, so long story. Richard Clark says, I'm surprised you don't have anything Nitro Rob. You really have got to get the right one. I don't think you will be sorry. There you go. Fister says, wait, Dave spilled his beer and I missed it. Everyone missed it. It happened off camera, but then I was just moving over to click the go live button, and then this buck thing smashed the beer glass. The glass went over, the beer went everywhere. It's a nightmare. Had to try and clean up like an entire pint of beer from the floor, from the desk. It's going to be terrible. Anyways, that's why you get here early. You see all of the drama that comes with it, with the show. Money H2O says, that's not true. I agree with you that the baritones suck. Now that you realize I was right again. Sure. That said, for what it's worth, you will always be the baritone of my life. Thanks. I guess, but thanks for the super chat. I have to figure out what baritone of my life actually means, but thanks, I guess. Anyways, let's try and get to the end of the stream, guys. I appreciate you guys. It's been a weird one because of all the beer being spilled. It's just not ideal. Well, Wayne McConnell was here. Greetings to all, he says. Good to see you, Wayne. Thanks so much for dropping in. We are just finishing up here now, so let's see how far down I have to go. Oh, quite a bit. Damn it. I thought I was closer. I don't want to miss anyone, obviously, so let me see where I was, and then see if I can get everyone in. I was beyond that, I think. Oh, see, Steve Cassidy says, how about a Duesenberg Goldo Geiger Les Trem 2 for your new guitar instead of the Bigsby? I missed that one. The real thing, my real feelings about it is, I'm not really too bummed that there's no Bigsby on it, because I'm not really a Bigsby person. I've never had a Bigsby on a guitar. I'm a little bit afraid of them, so I'm fine. I think what I will do is put a Gretsch. What's the cool ones that Benny shared a few weeks ago, maybe months ago, I can't remember. Benny, I remember, shared a Thoman link with us for the newer ones that came out this year. They look phenomenal. They got a Bigsby. They're like $600. I think maybe towards the end of the year to look to pick one of those up. But yeah, I'm not too bothered that there's no Bigsby on it. Honestly, I'll take the $50 off the guitar and buy some new beers with it. Something like that. Anyways, thanks, Steve, though. Good ideas. At some point I will get around to making or using something like that on a guitar. Let me see. Glenn Bailey says, I'm suing Gibson because they released a signature LP for a man who's known more for playing a Strat. I mean, not for the first time. I say nothing about that. Steve Cassidy says, thank you, Dave. I'll get them. I'll tell them, mate, I think is what it says there, which is brilliant. Brilliant, mate. Looking forward to the 16 subs I need coming on board from that show, that meetup of guitar nerds. Someday I'll get an invite. Marcia says, yeah, I'm glad Steve is going to Gear Street. Marcia says, yeah, Dave, just one. The others were brand new. It snapped while it was tuning in. I remember the story of it snapping and it only being once the first time you ever broke a string, which I find incredibly unusual. But anyway, we won't go into that again because that was a whole thing. Robert is here, says, good morning, Dave. Sorry I've been absent for a few weeks. It's 6:30 a.m. Sunday for me, and sometimes it's just difficult getting up. But always watch the replay. Thanks, Robert. Appreciate it, man. And listen, glad you're here. I figured, yeah, you probably had better things to be doing at 6:30 in the morning than watching us, but I appreciate the effort, man. I really do love seeing you in the chat, and thanks so much for letting us know you're watching the replay anyway. Great to have you in with us this evening. Let me see. Glenn is looking forward to seeing Steve's content from Gear Street, as am I. It's going to be great to see one of my pals on it. I'm really happy that it's super cool. Um, let me see what else we've got. The beard grew, Dave, so it could play guitar. It does sometimes hit the old strings. Ryan says, "Got to go for dinner. Good night, everyone." Good night, Ryan. Thank you, sir, for joining us. Really appreciate you and all of your comments. Glenn says, "It doesn't matter if the guitar is old or new. The guitar will let you know if you like it or not." That's true. That's true. Guitars are cool. That's the only thing that matters. That's what I'm going to say from now on when anyone asks me my opinions. Benny says, "By the way, there's a couple more colors Maybach Jet Wings Flying V's. There's a Pelham blue one. No pictures on Thoman yet, but the listings are there. The other one is a Fire Mist Gold. I'm no longer going to trust Thoman listings that don't have pictures. So, yeah, until they have pictures, I'm not going to trust them. But I do. That sounds great. So I'll definitely check those out for sure. Um, let me see what else. Victor 80s. Could older cars be like older guitars? Better, depending on the model, I guess. Yeah. Um, Glenn says, "This is the three-chord Dave G string finally getting released." It's still in the works. There you go. Let me see. I gotta try and run through the rest and finish up for the evening. Benny says, "I just remembered none of us have reminded Dave at the time, 23-24. Thanks, Benny. Appreciate it. Yeah, good stuff. What would I do without you, man? The Asian Redneck, great to see you. Says, "Howdy all, been a long time. Hope you are all doing well." Hope you're doing well, my friend. Yeah, it has been a while. Thanks for joining us tonight. Hope you are doing well, wherever you might be and wherever you're up to. Rob says, "Exactly, Dave. Why would I pay a premium to have someone damage my new guitar?" Right, that's where I've always been on that argument. But I have to admit, I do get the point of people who like relic guitars, and I do think there's something to it. And I think maybe until you get one in your hands, it's probably hard to understand it really. So um, until I do, because I've had old guitars and I've had new guitars, but I've never had a relic guitar. So yeah, I should probably at some point in my life fix that, and we will. If Epiphone bring a relic range of any kind, I'll pick up something. I don't know if I would stretch to a Murphy Lab Gibson, to be honest, but we'll see. At least Fender are doing some sort of road worn stuff. So are other Fender owned brands as well, but we'll see. We'll see. Um, Asian Redneck says, "Glenn Bailey, been well, getting ready to move halfway across the country and had a day off to drop by." That is quite a move. So all the best with the move, sir. That is definitely not for the faint of heart. So yeah, good luck with that. Let me see what else we got. Gonna just run through all of the rest of the comments. Make sure everyone's had a comment read out at least once. Mars is trying to sell us some more strings. Rob S says, "Yes, thank you, Dave. A very enjoyable time with you and your 3-chord Dave friends. Take care, everyone, and have a good week." Thanks, Rob. Appreciate you every week, sir. Thanks for joining us so much. D-Max says, "I thought I'd like Bigsby's, but everyone I've tried knocks the guitar way out of tune." Yeah, that's probably what would happen with me, to be honest. Marcy says, "That happens when they're not set up correctly." Of course. So mine wouldn't be set up correctly. So there we go. There we go. Dylan Talks Tone also did a great video a couple of months ago about how to set them up, says Barsha. Well, there you go. Richard Clark says, "I wonder if Steve Cassidy is worried about the initiation for first timers at Gear Street." We're not allowed to tell him about that until he gets back. He just has to experience it for the first time. But guys, anyway, that's it. We are at the very bottom of the chat. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for the super chatters who super chatted so kindly this afternoon, this evening. Yeah, it's been good. Aside from the beer going all over the place and stinking up the joint, I mean, that carpet's probably fucked now, but anyway, it's all good. I don't really care. It's not my carpet. So yeah, anyways, lots of other stuff to talk about at some point, but we'll get to that another day. Video is going to be done tomorrow, and we are gonna you're gonna see more of the 345, and I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on it as well. So don't forget to check that out when it comes out, either Monday on YouTube or Tuesday. And then if you're a Patreon member or a YouTube member, you'll see it tomorrow evening sometime. But yeah, thanks so much for joining me, guys. All you guys who haven't been here for a while, we'll pop back in tonight. Steve Cassidy, guitar, of course. Always great to have you in, and everyone who's contributed to the chat, really love you. If it's your first 3 Chord Dave live, I hope you enjoyed it. If it's your 126th 3 Chord Dave live, I hope you enjoyed it just as well. I'll be back with another guitar related video very soon, but until then, my friends, take care.